Attack isn't a king. HP usually beats it in this game. 90% from the marches perform better with HP. It can be milestones, it can be research, but if the person focus in cow dragons over the HP, they're going to have better performance on the battlefield from the people who is picking the attack. Let me explain why the HP is the smartest pick, because I hear different things in sort of, okay, I'm mage, I come with couple mage legions, and I'm looking to do some DPS, I can avoid to get hit and etc. To some degree, this actually makes sense. If you're mage main, most likely you're fighting from a distance and your heroes are not going to get catched. But here is the thing, even if you don't get catched, you're receiving counterattack. And by hitting mages or even marksmen, imagine if you target some marksman, their counterattack can escalate and can do pretty decent amount of damage to you. Also, if you're hitting infantry, I'm speaking right now for the mages, but this applies for every troop in Cow Dragons. If you're hitting some infantry is having some counterattack. For example, Goresh is having infantry counterattack bonus 20%. If Goresh blinks somewhere close to you, you're going to even receive more attack. If the Legion is Goresh Skogo, even the game focus infantry in this direction, Skogo Awakened is going to give 10% more counterattack. So even if you're not get hitted by anybody, for example mages, marksmen, etc., you're still going to receive first of all counterattack from the heroes. Now the other thing is, the majority of the time the enemy DPS is going to be mages. I still don't see this trend in Cow Dragons where the majority is going to be marksmen, even though the people start using more and more marksmen because just on the battlefield there is a lot of infantry, and mages by default have very low attack, and it's really painful. Even though that the game suggests that mages counter infantry, it's really painful to take out these infantry legions, so people focus more over the marksmen because they can bring sustained DPS. For example, Margaret is hitting like a truck and etc. But still, whatever you're hitting, you're going to receive counterattack there. The other thing is splash damage. Even if you not get hitted, there is just so many heroes in Cow Dragons right now that are doing splash damage. For example, Muxiang. Muxiang is doing some splash damage. Lilia is doing splash damage. Thunderlin is doing splash damage. Velin, I don't know where is Velin, is doing splash damage. We start seeing some cavalry heroes that are doing some splash damage. We start seeing some marksman heroes that are doing splash damage. It's just so much AoE in Cow Dragons, so even if you're not get targeted, you're going to receive splash damage. The other thing, obviously, is going to be over the splash damage is the majority of the artifacts are doing splash damage. Phoenix Eye are doing splash damage. Kingslayer, splash damage, splash damage, splash damage. Even Mirage Orb, that is doing crazy amount of damage on the single target, again splash damage. Maybe Infernal Flame. From the first 6 artifacts I'm having, only Infernal Flame is actually a single target, but still is boosting the Lilia magic attack, so this is boosting Lilia splash damage. So I can go over and over and over, and you're going to see that even if you're not targeted, you're still going to receive splash damage from so many places. So from first look makes sense. Okay, if I'm mage main, maybe the attack is going to be the right choice, but at the end of the day, your survivability is going to be more important. And the simple reason is HP make your marches to last longer. Why not attack? A dead troop cannot do damage. If your troops are severely wounded or your legion capacity get reduced, the number of the troops inside, you're just going to do less damage. It's completely pointless to sit on the battlefield with 20% HP of your legion or legion count. Better just go and reinforce this legion. Picking attack, you have to reinforce way more. And the other thing over the HP is you're just going to trigger more rage skill. If you're mage main like me, If I have to pick Lilia to execute her first skill 10 times or to execute it 12 times, I'm going to pick 12 times because 10% attack is not something game changer. Obviously it's going to increase the damage of my skill, but at the end of the day I prefer to execute it 12 times and have 20% more damage from my rage skills from just to get a little more over the skill in point of damage. And the other thing is better healing efficiency. You're going to receive less severely wounded. The more strong is your legion or hard to get killed, the less severely wounded you're going to receive in your hospital. That's why when you're sending your donkeys, you're going to get 100% from your donkeys in the hospital. Not because the donkeys is something special, but the donkeys is the most weak unit in Call of Dragons. So obviously whoever attack your donkey, 100% are going in the hospital. It's same with the troop. Having this little more survivability over your legion is going to bring a less severely wounded. And by knowing how big is the wars and how much time you're going to fight, how much reinforcing you're going to do on the battlefield, and etc., this can reflect in so much resources if you're doing resource healing, or you're going to save a lot of elixirs like this. So having better survivability of your legion is also going to help you to spend less elixirs or resources. The other thing that I want to mention is consistent PvP age. So when you're fighting, obviously there's going to be people going out from the battlefield, reinforce their legion, and going back to the battlefield. Having HP is going to reduce this number of reinforcements you're going to do through the fight. And like this, if you reinforce your legion 2 or 3 times less time in the span of maybe 1 hour or let's say 2 hours, every reinforcement is around 5 minutes to go back to your castle and to go again on the battlefield. So just by not reinforcing your legion because you have better survivability is going to give you advantage of 10 or maybe 15 minutes in form of 2 hours over your enemy who have to reinforce their legion and they pick the attack. And obviously the reports are looking way better. Because reports is somehow work over the morale. If your reports are bad, you start thinking, okay, what I'm doing wrong, and etc. Obviously, the reports is for this work to show you, okay, you're not doing good amount of damage. Your reports suck. So what you can actually do, think about something to improve your reports. And one of the things is actually by picking the HP, you're going to start receiving one idea better reports. Obviously it's going to be hard to decide how good is your legion is going to perform, because if you get catched by blink infantry and the whole enemy focus over your legion, you're going to disappear extremely fast. Maybe you're going to escape from this blink, maybe you're not going to escape. There's a lot of factors in this whole picture, but having better survivability at least is going to give you a better chance to escape from this situation with less casualties. So maybe this is a simple video over the HP and which milestone or which researches to go for. I strongly suggest going first for the HP, especially for the research in the military tech. The HP is applying to all troops, also the defense, and obviously for the attack. Now here we have splitting the defense and the attack, but HP is for all troops. That's why I think defense and HP is maybe the first thing you have to open if you're looking to do some kind of PvP activity. If you're not looking and you just have a chill gameplay and you're not looking to get involved in the KVKs and etc., it didn't actually matter what you're going to pick. At one point you're going to finish everything here, but if you're looking to improve your performance on the battlefield, definitely first HP, after this is defense, and finally you can go with the attack. So I really hope this video gives you an idea, or at least this is what I think in Call of Dragons is the better strategy to go. Don't forget to like the video, also subscribe if you're new and you're enjoying daily Call of Dragons content. I wish you a great day, and don't forget, HP is the king. It's not the attack, it's not the defense. The order is HP, defense, and attack. Attack is at the worst place. Even if you're a mage main, still HP is the better option for your marches. So yeah, I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.